What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? First of things first, if you're a replayer, hashtag replay. Because you already know. I want to know that you know that I know that you're freaking awesome, man. Yo, first of all, isn't this a cool picture behind me? I'm just saying. It's so cool. What's up, Hart? How you doing, man? What's up, James? How are you doing? Everybody, if you're joining, go ahead and say hi. Tell me how amazing your morning, your day is going. And give me some hearts, man. Hit the heart. Hit it. Hit it, Heart. Hit the heart. James, I'll let you hit the heart. Hey! Alright. But anyway, I came to a realization. It's actually, been since I did my last ceremony, my last, plant medicine ceremony. And, in it, I actually relived some stuff that, I did not see coming. And it kind of really showed me, the importance of a name, the importance of who, and who the name has also been attached to before me. And so I am changing my name. I'm actually not really changing my name. I am going back to my actual birth name, which is Allison Beth. Yes, my name is Allison Beth Thomas. The funny thing is how Pasha Tarantino came about, which I'm still using that for my writing and my my songwriting and all that stuff, because that's where it came from. That was actually my songwriting alias, Pasha Tarantino, because Pasha was supposed to, I was watching the Olympics in Atlanta, and there was somebody who had changed their name to Pasha, and they were Russian, and they said, "Ooh, Pasha, they changed their name to Pasha because it means passion." And I was like, "Ooh, that's cool. I'm a writer. I'm a passionate writer. I'm going to be a Pasha." And I thought my name was like all generic. I was like Allison Beth, like, you know, so many people have that name, right? And so I started writing as Pasha Morena, and then there was actually a hip hop artist I was working with through what was it? It was like an offshoot of Nappy Boy, and they sent him to me to work with me, and that was actually right when I first started audio engineering, and I was really practicing on him. He didn't know, but he was just like, "Yo, like, no one's ever directed me in the studio like you have before." And I was like surprised. So I'm like, he used to be signed with Queen Latifah. He was signed with LL Cool J. And he's saying, I'm the best audio engineer and I'm just learning. Like, what the heck, right? So he started calling me Tarantino Action. And that's how Pasha Tarantino came about. It was always about the music. And then I came online. And everybody still kept calling me Pasha. And then I was offline meeting folks and they was introducing me as Pasha. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. I'm cool with it. But I was in the last ceremony that I did, the ayahuasca ceremony, and I'm actually named after an aunt. My aunt who died in a fire. Actually, my father's family, it was actually a really tragic situation when my grandparents moved to Georgia from the north. And the landlord actually, I guess I don't know why, but like put fire to the place with them in it. And only my grandparents got out, and 5 of the children died. And one of them was Allison, my aunt Allison, and she was the youngest of all the children. And so that's actually what had my parents, my father, who was still living in the north, moved to Georgia because of that fire to take care of the family. And then when he found out he was having a daughter years later, he named her Allison, which is me. I actually, it was Allison Beth, and my last name is Thomas, Allison Beth Thomas. And I always liked the name Beth for some reason growing up. I was like, oh, I love Beth. Call me Beth. Actually, I called it Beth. I just thought that Allison Beth was like super, super generic. But I always felt like really connected to my aunts and uncle that died in the fire, even though I never met them. And it wasn't until the last ceremony I did, and I relived the fire. And I was just like, and it was very interesting because while I was going through it, I felt these feelings that I have always felt as a child of like, what do you call it? I have always hated being confined, and being held back and being confined. And as I was going through this, memory, I don't know, I had that same feeling as like, I'm like going and I'm trying to touch the door and it's hot and I'm confined in this room and then the smoke is coming in and it's just like this panic. And I've always had that as a growing up, and I've even had dreams, nightmares when I was a kid of fires and that exact same experience of touching the door and it being hot and it being a fire. And then, come to find out doing the plant medicine, I actually had the memory. So I'm named after my aunt who died in a fire. And it's just interesting, the connection there. So that's actually, I don't know if you saw, I put a post up. I was like, I needed a lot of rest after that ceremony. There was a lot going through my mind, like, what is going on? But since then, I've been doing a whole lot of research on, or just thinking about, my aunt and uncle that died in the fire. And then this morning I was walking, and just the name Allison was just everywhere. And it's also very funny because a lot of my lives this week, and pictures I put up, Facebook has just arbitrarily tagged Allison Thomas, which is I made a profile a long time ago that was Allison Thomas. So I had Pasha Tarantino for songwriting, and I had an Allison Thomas profile, which is still up. It's just that the Pasha Tarantino for songwriting, like, it just blew up so much that I haven't been using the Allison Thomas one. And so Facebook has been tagging Allison Thomas in my photos. And I was just like, this is really interesting. And so I actually went this morning and I just looked up the meanings of the names. And it was very, very interesting. And I was like, because one of the reasons why I even started doing the plant medicine ceremonies and the ayahuasca is because I felt like there was something that was holding me back, and I couldn't figure out what it was. Couldn't figure out what was holding me back. There was some type of blockage that was holding me back. And after I did that last ceremony, I definitely felt a huge release after going through that, experiencing that fire memory. And seeing where that came from and understanding where that the feeling that I have toward being confined in confined spaces and not being able to move and just wanting freedom, understanding that now, as a past life thing. And so that really opened me up. But also when I looked up the name, it was very interesting to me because first I looked up, what does Allison mean? And Allison is actually derived from Scotland, and it means noble, which is cool. And then I looked up Beth, and Beth actually means pledged to God. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. And then Thomas means twin, which is very interesting. It's like my name means noble twin pledged to God. Very cool. And then I looked up Pasha Tarantino. And Pasha, which is actually really interesting, Pasha is actually a derivative of Paul, but it also means small. And then I looked up Tarantino, and Tarantino is actually a action in, it's in some, I can't remember the country's law, but when they Tarantino something, they block it. So it's actually a blockage. It's a small blockage. So I was like, yo! still looking for what's holding me back. What's this blockage? It's my name, yo. So, I still love Pasha Tarantino for what it meant to me, which actually meant, exactly, which actually meant to me, dark, passionate one. But in understanding now, how the vibrations of your mouth, actually changes your frequency, and it actually changes what attracts to you. I think that the meaning Allison Beth Thomas is a much better vibration coming out of my mouth and others when they're thinking of me than Pasha Tarantino. So, I just want to let y'all know why I am actually about to change this profile name to my birth name, which is Allison Beth Thomas. Yes, I know, right? Now, for my business and all that, that's still going to be Pasha Tarantino. You want to know why? Because in my business, I actually like being in the background. I like being the mastermind, and I just make funnels, and, you know, people don't really know who I am. I love that. So that is a perfect name for that. But as far as this particular channel and what I'm doing, Allison Beth Thomas definitely is is the way to go. So I just wanted to make this live so that y'all understand where Pasha even came from, and you understand why I'm changing my name, and that way when I do change my name, you can still find my profile. So what's up, Nicole? Nicolette, how are you doing? Yeah, and James, this is very cool. So I looked up James as well because my father's name is James, my brother's name is James, and my grandfather's name is James. It's James the first, James Jr., and James the third. And James actually means, it's like a wealthy guardian. It's very, very cool. So, anyway, that was my revelation today. And after this live, I'm actually changing my Facebook profile name right away to Allison Beth Thomas. And now you'll know why. All right? Anyway, I hope y'all have a great day. I hope y'all have a great week. I hope you'll have a great everything. I am about to go for a walk and get some food too, because I'm hungry. So anyway, guys, I will talk to you later. Yeah, pretty excited about changing my name back to what it was always supposed to be anyway. Talk to y'all later.